is the latch inside your tailgate. It's latched. Will not come apart until you pull the lever to open it. See that lever going back and forth? It was all gummed up with grease that Chrysler Corporation put in there. When the temperature drops, the grease gets real stiff and will not let this lever move. One side fixed. First thing to do is get this clip popped off the rod. Spin that around there like that, lift up. That's done. Now we come around the other side and take your star tool, stick it in there like so, pop that loose. Pop that loose, then you lift up on the tailgate just a little bit to get the pressure off of it. Just go ahead and remove this whole mechanism. Set that up there, and then you do the other one. Set that up there. Pull this forward. Wiggle this forward like this. And then pop this side off. Like so. You can see all that gunk up in there. That is keeping it from latching, see? It is not catching. If you flip that up, it'll catch. So, I'm gonna clean all that grease out of there, put some good old-fashioned PV blaster up in there, and it'll work like new. All right. Latch. Unlatch. Latch. See, I cleaned that up. It don't have to be perfect, but I cleaned most of it up. Got it operating just fine. Sprayed it down real good with PB Blaster. And now time to put it back together. All right, I'm gonna slide that back up in there. Just like so. I'm gonna take that, slide it up through the hole, like so. Clip that back on. Line your holes up here. Lift the tailgate, do that one. Tighten it back down. Now I'm gonna give you a behind the scenes story about this deal right here. We bought this truck in late 2013. Well, it was like July. Well, as soon as the temperature dropped below 38 degrees, we went to go somewhere and the tailgate fell open. We loaded stuff in the bed of it, closed the tailgate, started down the road. It would not latch. I went to a dealer. The same dealer that we bought the truck from. And they said, it's my problem. Well, that ticked me off. I went to a different dealer. They told me the same thing. I went to both those dealers 2 times each on this tailgate. Then I went to the dealer in Sydney, and back then it was a different dealership, and they told me, take it back where you bought it. We're not touching it. Well, now they had a recall on the tailgate. But it had nothing to do with the latch. I thought it was. This loom right here, there is a rubber stopper in there, and that's what the recall was. Really? Nobody even needs that rubber stopper. I said, well, what will it take to fix my tailgate? I've never opened it up. They looked up the parts. Well, they inspected it and said my latches were junk. I said, well, it's been that way since it was brand new. They looked up the parts and labor. It was $655 to fix those 2 latches. I thought, you know what? I'm going to look at it. Popped the cover off there, and yeah, you seen how long it took me to fix that. Tell me them dealerships ain't getting rich. There is way too many electronics in these new trucks. That lock system wasn't releasing. It'd come in like that right there, and see, it just stayed. It was not letting that unlock, or letting the latch go so it would close. So I got that working. And then I popped it off right here, and operated it, and you can tell this was gummed up. So I pulled it apart, cleaned it, put it back together. Don't think you have to pay those outrageous prices for things on your vehicle. Don't be afraid of it. Tear into it and see what's going on. I put the cover back on, lined the holes up. Like so. Put all the screws back in. No, you do not need grease in there. You just need some sort of a lubrication so it doesn't corrode. So, I took out all their grease, which let it work freely, and then I put PB Blaster in there. And now, later on down the road, ever so often, it's good to come back and shoot some PB down in there, just to keep it lube. Grease is good, but when it gets cold, it gets really stiff. Grease has its place just like in oil. Now that I have spent half a day at a dealership, I come back here in about 20 minutes. I fixed the tailgate that I've been fighting with for 12 years. I kept trying to get Chrysler to fix it because I thought it was the electronics breaking, which wouldn't allow it to latch. And now, in a matter of 20 minutes, it works. Absolutely wonderful. And I didn't spend $655 at a dealership.